But what the chief internal audit officer from Microsoft said is he hit him with this statement. He said, how do you prepare for a world you won't recognize? Again, I come back and I think about you. It's like your job, your responsibility is to help prepare your organization. How do we prepare for a world that we won't recognize? And what I've discovered to be true when we look at those three strategies, I think there is actually a fourth strategy that is more sustainable and serves us in a much higher level to prepare for a world that we won't recognize. And that is simply this. It's this statement. It is to stand in a state of total and complete trust. To be able to say and own, I trust myself completely. Now, I don't want this statement to just sound like some cheesy Instagram quote, because it's not meant to be that. Just let that sink in for just 1 second. I trust myself completely. What does that mean? Maybe more specifically, what does that feel like? And can we bring the house lights up just a little bit? I want to be able to see and come down here. When you trust yourself completely, what does that feel like in your body? What does that feel like? Yeah.
I think it gives you the
Calm.
to focus on what you need to focus on.
Isn't that such a great word? How many of you would agree? When you trust yourself completely, you move through life with this calm presence, I would call peace and ease, right? It's going to be okay. I trust that I'm going to be able to figure it out. Beautiful. What do you think up here, my man?
I was just agreeing with him.
That was a hand up saying amen. I'm with you. I'm with you, brother. If you feel moved today to put your hand up like that, please. I love that. I got one right here too. I got one in the back. Beautiful. Yes. I'll take who could use a little bit more peace, calm, and ease in their life? Raise your hands, right? Right? So you see when it's like this moves from, a cheesy Instagram quote, I trust myself completely, to, and everything I'm going to share with you today too, gang, is coming from a place of what I'm working on, because I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you. I'm trying to help shepherd and guide my clients and my organization, my business through all of this. I'm not outside of this. I'm scared. I'm freaked out. I have a coach. I've got a support system around me. This has been my theme for 2019. How do I move through life from a place of I trust myself completely? And I have to tell you, the second, and I haven't perfected it by any stretch, but when I'm back there and I'm getting ready to walk out in front of a room full of world-class trainers, you don't think there's a little bit of fear and anxiety in me of like, who am I to share anything with all of you? You've been doing this for so long. You're some of the best, is to anchor myself in a place of I trust myself completely. If I'm going to show up and I'm going to serve. Now, let's just give one anchoring example. I saw actually there was a hand that shot up. Did someone have one more comment or something, or you were just giving I feel it too? Yeah, that was you. What were you thinking? Time out. Does this say mayor, Steve?
Yes.
So, the mayor wants to speak. I want to let the mayor speak.
It gives you a sense of hope instead of fear.
Beautiful. The mayor said it gives you a sense, spoken like a true politician, speaking of hope. But it is true. It is true. It gives you a sense of hope and optimism that the future doesn't have to be fraught with fear and scary, that it's going to be okay. But let's give an example of how do I learn, how could I expand my ability to trust myself completely? It's one thing to say it, but it's another to say, like, how would I actually do that? What might be an example of something that you could do, an activity, a mindset, a methodology to learn to trust yourself more completely? Well, does anybody have any ideas? I'll give you an example, just one simple one, and this is what I've been doing, is to show up for yourself consistently. And when I say to show up, when I show up for me, it helps me learn to trust myself more completely, to show up for yourself. So what's an example of showing up for yourself? I'm going to come over on this side. What would be an example of showing up for yourself?
Golfing on Friday.
Golfing on Friday. That's actually could be a fantastic example. No, it really could, because it's like, you know what? That maps back to something that you've claimed that you want in your life. I want more freedom. I want more balance. I want more play. Maybe it's about relationships. And to claim it and own it, even if it feels like, what are people going to think? And blah, 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 blah. All of the stories we tell ourselves. Great example. Golf on a Friday. What would be another example of showing up for yourself? Any ideas? Yeah, right there. staying true to yourself no matter what people around you are doing. How true is that, right? When you said that, what immediately hit me was what's required to stay true to yourself is to know who you are. Right? I think one of the most important questions that I've tried to tackle in the last 3 years is to be able to answer the question, who am I? Who am I? And that's another really easy question to just sort of like let it pass you by. You write that one down and like really anchor into, because that's talking about identity. And that's claiming an identity that allows you to walk through a space where it's like everyone else around me can be frantic and frazzled and doing this or that, but I know who I am. And I'm staying true to this. So powerful. And when the reason I start with this, gang, is because all of these conversations, we've been studying the future of work. I tell people all of our focus is about helping leaders prepare for the future of work. And we've been doing this work now for almost 15 years. And the reason I started here is because more and more I've found if I don't first help people anchor into this idea, I just overwhelm audiences. I get overwhelmed myself if we start talking about all of these future trends. If we anchor here, we create a little bit of a space of like, whatever this dude talks about next, it's okay, because I trust myself to be able to navigate and figure out what's coming next.